What's up guys, Jeremy here with Cinema Bricks, and today we're going to be taking a look at something pretty special. Set number 31147, the Creator 3-in-1 Retro Camera. 261 pieces for $19.99, but I must say I may have a little bit of bias. I am a full-time filmmaker and collect vintage cameras, so I'm just super stoked that this set exists, but I promise to be fair. So let's go take a closer look and see if it's worth it or not. The box is pretty standard, fitting into the rest of the Creator 3-in-1 lineup, but it does have a nice playful aesthetic to it with what looks like a classroom or a kid's bedroom. Nothing too crazy on the side or the back of the box, just depicting the alternate models. The set includes 4 numbered bags and a loose wheel rim piece. There's a small sticker sheet included, but more on that in a moment. Lastly, being a Creator 3-in-1, the set includes 3 separate instruction booklets. I'm just going to show the main build, but the 2 alternative models look fairly nice. Right off the bat, this just brings me so much joy. Not even just from a camera perspective, but from a play perspective. It has such an inviting and nostalgic presence. It's got a lot of fun little details that remain accurate to its source material, but does so in a way that doesn't feel boring. Speaking of details, let's get into it. First off, we get 2 film rolls that have transparent stickers of other current Creator sets depicted as pictures taken by the camera, but they aren't just additional accessories, as they do have a cool function, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Looking at the overall shaping, I quite like the direction they went in. Sure, it has a lot of studs showing, but I like that it feels separated from an actual vintage camera while still retaining the overall aesthetic and shaping. The build is simple and doesn't take too long to get through. The lens of the camera is fixed to the body and is made up of only a few parts, one of them being a wheel rim. The sizing doesn't feel out of scale with the build. It isn't very detailed and you aren't able to rotate the focus ring, but I expect that at this price point. The buttons on the top really make you feel like you're holding a real camera. None of them actually function, but it gives the build more authenticity and play. The film rewind crank is proportionate and spins fluidly, yet has a nice resistance and isn't going to flop around every time you pick it up. The shutter speed dial consists of a Technic gear that spins just like the crank with, again, nice resistance. The film advance lever is probably my favorite part of this set, hands down. Using a rubber piece on the inside of the build lets you flick the dial and it'll jump back into its original place. I do wish the shutter button worked, but I'm happy with the functionality we did get. Looking at the back of the camera, super simple build for the film loading door with just a plate and some hinges, but if we open it up, here's where it gets a little messy. Lots of blue and red parts that just kind of take away from the overall experience. But I mean, it's technically for kids and it's easier to build with different colors, so I'm not going to knock it too hard. The cool part about this is that you can place in one of those film rolls and close it up. But it's a cute function and adds to the play value. A kind of hidden feature that this set has is the ability to look through the viewfinder. A transparent modified 1x2 creating a small viewing window to look through it is actually really fun and just adds another level of authenticity. Lastly, the wrist strap included is a nice fabric strip with some 2x2s in various colors represented. It wasn't absolutely needed to complete this set, but it's so much nicer to have it included than not. This set is just a real treat. I love almost everything about it, from the shaping, details, and the functionality. The set just really fills my heart. I do have a few minor gripes, like the non-functioning shutter button and the colorful inside, but the only one that kinda bugs me is the size. Proportionally, I think it's beautiful, but it's just a little small. Now I understand this set is meant for kids, but being a retro camera invites a lot more than the suggested age. Other than the size, I think this is one of my favorite Creator 3-in-1s ever. That might just be the camera geek in me, but I love having this sitting on my shelf next to my other cameras. So what can I say about this set? I think overall I love it. It's not perfect by any means, but I just think there's so much fun to be had with it. I just love holding it. I don't know what it is specifically. It could just be the fact that it's a camera made out of Lego. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I love this thing. And I think a lot of people are going to as well. And I think that this is a very attractive set to a large audience of people. Kids are going to love it for play. Adults are going to love it because it has a nice shelf presence and has a nostalgia factor to it. And I think those who might not be specifically into Lego, but just enjoy cameras or are photographers, are going to see this and might consider picking it up. And I think that the reason for this set being so popular amongst a wide audience is because of its price. Earlier this year we got the Polaroid camera for $80, which I'm not saying is an overpriced set. I think the price is justified because of the build and its functionality. But I think $20 is a lot more attractive to one who might not be into Lego than $80 is. It's definitely a good draw for this, and I'd love to see more like this in this price range. But you guys let me know what you think about this camera, and would you like to see more cameras in the future from Lego? But remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day.